Eles chegaram ao Brasil no ano de 1637 e agora, no ano de 2010, ativaram ainda mais o relacionamento. Eu estou falando de Holanda e Brasil. É isso mesmo, o consulado holandês tem agora um escritório, uma agência de negócios e investimentos para atender brasileiros e também holandeses que desejam investir no Brasil. É por isso que hoje eu tenho o prazer de receber o cônsul-geral do consulado holandês no Brasil, Louis Piêt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Louis, what is the office, what is the council looking forward to see the Brazilian companies investing in Netherlands, investing in Holland?
The Netherlands has been for a long time a very large investor in Brazil.
Yep.
In fact, the second largest investor after the United States. It's a fact that not many people know, but
Perfect.
The Dutch are the largest investor in Brazil and in many other countries as well.
Perfect.
To balance that a little bit, we are looking also for Brazilian investors to come to Holland, because there's nowadays about 200 Dutch companies here active in Brazil, while there is only maybe 6 or 7 companies from Brazil with a representation in the Netherlands. And we think there is room to balance that.
And also we can talk about that because the Brazilian companies is becoming more strained.
Absolutely. Brazilian has become a world market player. I don't like to use the term emerging economy because it gives the impression that Brazil is still coming up. I think Brazil has come up. It's a world market player and it needs to be present in world markets. And if companies like Petrobras, like Cultural, like all the big ones, the big players, Vale, if they want to be present in Europe, they have to have a presence there. And there's no better presence than in the Netherlands.
Yeah, Netherlands could be like the entrance for the Brazilian companies in Europe.
Absolutely. One of the slogans, and a slogan always has a core of truth in it. One of the slogans is the Netherlands is the gateway to Europe.
That's nice. What kind of benefits could we talk about?
There's many. One of the reasons why companies should come to the Netherlands is because we have an excellent logistical framework. If you start in the Netherlands, you have access to about 400 million consumers in Europe within a radius of maybe 500 or 600 miles or kilometers, the distance between Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
With a well-connected, the best network in road, in railway, in inland shipping. So everything that comes in, either in Schiphol Airport or in Rotterdam or Amsterdam or one of the ports, can very quickly and effectively be sent to the hinterland. Because not everything stays in Holland. I mean, that would be nonsense. We transship to France, to Belgium, to Germany, and to the other countries as well.
When you talk about Petrobras and Vale, we can think about also, I cannot go to Holland. I cannot invest my money or take my company to Holland. But it's not the way it works, right? We always can.
Yeah, you can. You're most welcome.
There's no. I'm too small to go. I'm too small to go to Europe. I think it's a good time to go.
Oh yeah, there's 15,000 Brazilians living in the Netherlands, and many of
15.
and many of them have businesses. Sometimes small business, and sometimes it's big business like Petrobras.
Is there like when you look?
And they come because they want to be there. They see the difference of being there. About 70% of the Dutch population speaks English.
Sure.
Now, it's not Portuguese, admit it.
Of course.
There are quite a few Dutch speaking Portuguese, but that's a minority. But 70% of the population can speak English. So there's a well-educated labor force, and we have a very good fiscal climate. And that's another reason why many companies come to the Netherlands.
Nowadays, Brazil, it's becoming very strong on franchising. How is it doing in Holland, this kind of market?
There's a lot of franchising. You have McDonald's, you have the big chains that are there. I am not personally aware of any Brazilian company having a franchise operation in the Netherlands, but they would be most welcome.
Recently, Petrobras and Braskem have opened the office in Holland, in Netherlands. How does the office work with that?
There's a program. We have here in Sao Paulo the representative office of the Netherlands Foreign Investment Agency to assist Brazilian companies. But headquarters of that agency is in the Netherlands, and they assist foreign companies establishing themselves. They help them in finding accommodation, finding space, finding employees, locating them, locating their employees, in training, finding schools, dealings with the tax authorities, setting up their logistical operations.
Perfect.
Anything that they want, they can be supported in.
You know, while you're talking about the employees, finding employees, nowadays in Brazil is growing a lot and everybody knows that. Nowadays, one of the hard things to do is have good employees, special like infrastructure. We have problems with that. And when I talk about good employees, is prepared. You know, they're not prepared for the market. I mean, we have the job, but we don't have the people prepared for the job. Yeah. What about Netherlands?
We are blessed, I would say, in the Netherlands with a very low percentage of unemployed. That means that most people have a job. Yeah. So if you want to attract people, you have to get them from somebody else. But the Netherlands has a very well-educated workforce. I guess you're not looking for some masons and somebody who can carry heavy bags. That's not the kind of employment that we're looking for. In fact, we're looking for highly educated people, and we're looking for companies that employ educated people, because the added value in the end of the day is what we're looking for.
Let's talk a little bit of Brazil, about Brazil. How the Netherlands companies are investing in Brazil?
There's about 200 companies that I know of. I mean, they don't have an obligation to report to the Consulate General.
Of course.
There's about 200 companies that we know of. Some are recent, have started operations very recently. Some are very old and established. A company like Philips has been here for 85 years. Unilever has been for almost 90 years, I think.
Nowadays, Netherlands represent 5% of the Brazilian sales in Europe.
Yes.
Do you believe this number can go up?
I think it can. I think it can. It is already a very high number. Brazil is exporting 7 times more to the Netherlands than you are importing from the Netherlands. But that is not something...
7 times more?
7 times more. That's not something that is worrying us, because we have other countries with a different balance. So that will be overall compensated. But yes, I think there's a big opportunity for increasing sales, increasing exports from Brazil to the Netherlands.
Right.
And I think the investments that we're looking for could help achieving that.
Louis, next year we have party.
Yes,
Brazilian love party, huh? Next year it's going to be 100 years between Brazil and Holland. Tell us about what you're preparing.
The 100 years is like you said in your introduction, the Dutch came here already in the 17th century.
Yes.
But the 100 years is really the start of the Dutch immigration in Brazil.
Sure.
And that is a party that is organized by the Dutch colonies. But we use the occasion of the festivity to ask attention for a lot of other activities that we will be organizing and that other people will be organizing. Because we are only a small office, we cannot do everything. But everything will carry the same logo of 100 years of the Netherlands in Brazil. And it will be in the cultural field, it will be in the economic field, commercial, it can be anything.
So it's going to be a good year to make a relationship with Holland.
Excellent. The relationship is already excellent, but what is good still can be improved.
Louis, we're becoming, unfortunately, to the end of our interview. And I would like to ask you about quick questions.
Sure.
Yeah? A movie.
A movie. Last movie that I've seen, I'm not a very big movie watcher, but the last one that I've seen was one of my favorites is for one reason or the other, the Godfather series.
Oh, it's very nice.
I never saw the end of Godfather 3. And that was...
You never did?
No. For one reason or the other, I never made it.
So I wish you do. I wish you do.
Yeah.
A book.
A book. What I recently read was a very interesting one called The Island in the Center of the World. It's by an American journalist living in the Netherlands. It's about the origins, the Dutch origins of New York when it was still called New Amsterdam.
I want to read it.
You should. Because
A
it's very
decision that you made that you would make it again.
to become a diplomat, because I think I have the best job in the world.
Very good, very good. What about a decision that you made, but if you could, you wouldn't?
When I started smoking when I was 16.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Should never have done it.
Secret of your success.
There's not one secret. I think there is, planning is important, focus is important, rationality, and a bit of luck as well.
A bit of luck, it's always important.
Sure.
Very nice to have you here.
Thank
Very
you for
nice.
having me.
And I hope see you soon. Huh?
We'll meet again.
Lucky for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome next year in the 100 years event.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, I'll be there, I'll be there.
Pleasure.
That was Louis, consulado holandês. Vale a pena, é um bom momento para investir na Holanda, como também é um bom momento para os holandeses investirem aqui no Brasil. Esse foi o cônsul geral Louis Piêt. Muito prazer.
Muito obrigado.
Muito obrigado. Ele fala português para quem não pensa.
Falou um pouco.
Voltamos logo após os nossos intervalos. Até já.
Obrigado.